Okay. Let's see.
Hey
Let's see what's going
y'all,
on.
it's me Fancy, and we are back for every fancy thing, artist interviews, and more. And today I get the pleasure to interview New Life, formerly known as Low Life of the Fifth Ward Boys, a legend here in H Town. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm here. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm ready for whatever you're asking. Yeah, and I
Hey,
know a lot of people want to know. I know a lot. We. I'm actually like the original Fifth Ward Boys because they had
yes,
another group came behind us, so we are the original Fifth Ward Boys.
yes,
Right.
and a lot of people don't know that. We need to know where it came from. And so speaking of that, before we get into anything very personal, go ahead and talk to me about when Fifth Ward Boys even became a group and how did that happen?
Okay. Well. So I had ran into Lil J one time at a concert that we had did with the Baby Ghetto Boys, which was Too Much Trouble, and
Yes.
Lil Marvin and Drunk D was real good friends of mine, and Tracy and the Lil Midget, bar none. We all was real cool, So rest in peace to Lil Marvin, but uh, I did a song with them, and uh, we actually did a concert, and Lil J had heard me. He was like, "Hey man, I like your voice, man." He said, "You write music or whatever," and I was like, "Yeah, I write music." He said, "Hey, but look, I'm Lil J. I rap a lot, Ghetto Boys and stuff like that." And he say, put some songs together and find me, you know." And so um, one day was living right in Fifth Ward, right by Lockwood, and the Ghetto Boy vehicle had broke down right there, and that's back when house phones was in with the pull the antenna out and all that good stuff. So I rode my bike over there, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you need to use the phone to call somebody," and that's when the cell phones was this big, and yeah, so he's like, "Nah,
Yeah.
nah, nah, I'm good. I talked to somebody on the way, whatever." So I said, "Hey, well, look, that was BW, one of Scarface road managers, whatever." And I said that Jay told me to get in touch with him, and I'm trying to see if I can. I mean, you can direct me to him or whatever. And he's like, "Oh yeah, well, he's supposed to be meeting these boys over there at the record shop on Lowndes Avenue in Waco, and he's supposed to be there by 2 o'clock." So I was like, "Okay, well, cool, shoot." I mean, back then I ain't had no car. My mom wasn't trying to let me use their car. I was young, and so I rode my bike again. And I rode my bicycle over to the record shop, and I sit there and I rapped about 2 or 3 songs I had for Dewey, and Dewey actually that's what E Rock and Double O was there as well, and they say I said well, Jay would say he wanted to hear me come up come up with some songs and find it, and so I did, and I rapped some songs for Dewey, and then Lil J showed up, and I rapped the same songs for him or whatever, and it was like, hey, well, so we got these two guys, which was E Rock and 007, that we working on. It was like you can because we like what you're doing, and we could put your album out after they come out, or we could put you in the group with them. And I said, you know what? Since I knew E Rock personally and 007, I was like, we from the same neighborhood. I was like, you know what? This if I say I want mine to come out after them, that would be selfish to myself. So I was like, before this don't ever happen, I want to join the group. And that was how the Fifth Ward Boys became us three as a trio, because E Rock and 007 was already a group. And so I said, I want to be in the group instead of me coming out after them. I want to come out with them. And that's how we became the Fifth Ward Boys.
Three is a charm. Three is
Right.
definitely a right. We see that most groups really do come out in trios anyway. You know, if you think about it, legendary.
Yeah, most groups like the Ghetto Boys. You know, they got Willie D, Scarface, and Bushwick, and like
Rest in peace.
it, you're right. And you're right. That was a good friend of mine too. That
Yeah.
was good. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So you got people popping in already, making comments and whatnot, and we're gonna expect that. I'm definitely gonna pop them up through the interview so you can see them and you can address them, you know, whenever you want to. So talk to me about. So we know how you became, you know, a part of how it all started and how it became the Fifth Ward Boys. Now we
Mm-hmm.
know. Talk to me about your musical roots. Where did it all begin? How old were you? What were the musical influences in your household? Because I understand there was one in your household for sure, in which that always makes a difference in the development of an artist, and one that has a staying power. So talk to me about that.
Yeah. Me not knowing like I really want to do this, I feel like I wanted to try music out or whatever. Uh, my dad was in a live band, and he played the harmonica, and he also played the guitar. And I never asked him the name of their group, but they was playing in most of the cafes out through our Fifth Ward and other neighborhoods in Houston and other surrounding areas or whatever. And he used to always sit me down and play the guitar with me, and we'll do the harmonica or whatever. And then I just, for some reason, well, I know what the reason was, but for some reason at that time, I took a liking to music, and I was like, I used to always ask myself like, that's a good song, and I'm like, they can't make no song better than that one. And then
Yeah.
another song came out. I'm like, that's another group, and that's another person. So I started hearing all these different people doing music, and then I was like, as I got older and understood that, like, your dad was a artist, like he was playing in an actual group, and but I'm I'm gonna ask him tomorrow what was the name of that group he was in, because I want to be able to tell that story is because 90% of the group he was in, they still living. Yeah,
That's
so
what's
they
up. That's what's
yeah.
up.
Yeah, so they're in their 70s, and that's when I was born in the 70s. You know, um,
Hook a
so
girl up.
so
I need to go interview them.
huh?
Hook a girl up. I need to go interview them.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like um in high school, I was in math class, and I'm writing songs in my math class, and my teacher walked by and put a zero on my paperwork. And I was like, why I get a zero? She's like, because like this has nothing to do with math. Like you
Oh Lord.
so you get a zero today for this whatever you writing. There's a And I said I was actually writing a song, but I know what the lesson was. She's like, well, you're gonna learn a lesson today and get the zero for the day in this math class. So that, like, I never forget that I had to be really into music to really like be in my math class, and like I'm actually coming up with some ideas or some songs, not really knowing like I ain't had no group to be in and stuff like that. But I actually was like okay, now I see what's going on. Like, so I got my little son, he 8 years old. He came to me 2 days ago, and he actually had a nice song that this dude wrote. He 8 years old.
It definitely
I,
runs in the family.
I said so like it ain't no myth that my dad was an artist, and my son, he 8 years old, and like he came to me and said, Dad, I got a song I want you to hear. I wrote it. And I'm like, this is great. So like that, from all the way from back then, from the 70s, for some reason, like it grew on me that I like, this is like, it's in your genes to do music. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yeah, you see that. You see many people with different career. I'm thinking, look at all the actors. When you have families that have 3 and 4 generations of actors in it, and you
Exactly.
look at them, look at all of them. Who is that? Emilio Estevez and all them. What's their dad's name? Oh my God, I feel like, oh my God, all the way down. Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, and then their dad.
All those
All of
people
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it trickles down. But the level
Mhm.
of talent is there, like, yeah, these things are hereditary. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, whenever people discuss the sins of the father, you know what I mean? But there's also, they say sins and curses of the father, but there's also, talents and gifts of the father too. So it sounds like
Exactly.
that's going on. So how old were you though when this incident happened in your math class?
Uh, I had to be maybe because I was in the 10th grade, in the 10th grade. So probably about 15,
Or
14,
so?
15. Yeah.
15? Uh-huh.
'Cause I
That's
graduated when I was like 17, 18. So yeah, so it had to be like 15 years old when I got that zero, and I've been looking for that teacher for sure. Like appreciate that zero you gave me, but I made something out of it, you know.
okay. Thank
Right,
you. And you
right.
your face. But look, so what age do you think that you were when you discovered like that you really wanted to be an artist? About how old were you really? I know I have people that say, look, I was 6 years old or I was 7 years old. I've been doing this my life. When did you realize that, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
Um, that Michael, come here. That I didn't get a lot out of it and didn't really know the business. Uh, I I kind of I really don't know when it was the
Yeah,
actual year. I'm not really good with years. Tell your mom
yeah.
to go on Facebook and click the link on my timeline. So the uh so I'm not for sure, but I knew that like in high school, well, even in middle school, I always said that I want to be on stage. I want to be doing like so like is music was in my genes, but the acting part of my life was the part that said I wanted to be on stage or on TV. One day I want to be on TV. And so
Yeah.
like everything that I did as far as like in middle school, 3 years of theater arts. In high school, I did theater arts for 4 years, and then 2 years out of it, I did theater arts. But music was in my genes, like so. It was like both of them gonna play hand in hand one day. So then, before they had movies with soundtracks, it was already in me for like you need to do something in the future with your music to embed in a soundtrack to a movie,
Absolutely.
and yeah, yeah. So um, at that time it was like when everybody was like, who your favorite rapper? So like Rakim was my favorite rapper out of New
Yeah.
York, and yeah, and
Speaking of,
everybody want to find somebody
oh,
to duplicate
yeah,
or whatever,
Rakim. Sorry about that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was a fiend before I became a fiend. Running from as cold as ice cream. So metaphors and all that stuff was like, I'm like, man, that dude that is dope. Then he got the dope chains on and all that. I'm like, where the chains come from? All these
Mhm.
dudes in New York got the chains on and all that. Then NWA had the chain, and I'm like, is these dudes doing something like? So when I found out that a lot of the even if they sold dope or they was around somebody that was, this was the image that went with it. So
Yeah, that's
so
right.
so
Right.
growing up in Fifth Ward, um, my rap songs was a little different from Kwame and Special Ed, which was
Exactly.
two other artists that I like. But where I grew up in was like, okay, this is rap, but
It's a different
like I grew
reality.
up in the streets. Yeah, I
This
grew
is
up in the streets.
that's what
Huh?
that's the thing about Southern rap. You're telling a real story. In the South, we tell real stories
Right.
about
So
life.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the commercial thing with LL Cool J and like the Ludacris and the different artists that just they know how to do good music and be
Yeah.
relevant to the radio and stuff like that. Like I grew up on reality music that
Yeah.
that we actually was around it, and
Yeah.
eventually we lived it.
In the
Yeah,
streets. Your
in the
stories are from.
streets.
Yeah, so talk to me about another rapper then. Speaking of, Eric B. and Rakim. Honestly, Eric B. and Rakim was the first freestyle I ever did, and it was on Move the Crowd. It was
Exactly.
instrumental.
See.
It was dope, right? But
Mm,
again, I tell people like often, like there was a period in, I think it was like 1987, I want to say. My mama just packed me up and said, we're moving to Chicago. I got to
mm,
Chicago. It was house music. There wasn't our kind of music.
mm,
So I was homesick and I didn't really understand what to do. Let me tell you something. I got it in there right now. Making Trouble. Ghetto Boys, Making Trouble cassette tape. I rocked that
mm,
motherfucker broke. And it's broke right now. And I kept it because that was the only thing that I could identify with home. I didn't know nothing
mm,
about that type of music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about that type of music. So me not knowing about that type of music and me coming up and not knowing
mm,
about that type of music, I was because this is the thing. Like people always say, like, this is the thing. I always give my mama this credit because my mama always says you could take the girl out the hood, but you can never take the hood out the girl. Cause
exactly.
sometimes I might click, you know what I'm saying? I might click
Mm,
on somebody for something, you know what I'm saying, that deserved it. And she will always look at me and she'll say, you can take the girl out the hood, but you can never take the hood out the girl. And I was
mm,
all the way with house music, and no disrespect to them because we've got plenty of good stuff out of the Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Chicago, I lived in. That's the Midwest. We got plenty of great music up there, but we didn't have anything like we had in the South. People had to really recognize what we had to offer, and that took a while. So
mm,
didn't understand really, you know what I'm saying? Because as far as MTV and stuff like that, they weren't looking down here. They weren't really giving us a lot of credit down here.
it
People
was.
had to really go and make your way. So this is the thing, like this is the reason why I have mad respect, and me, like, I'm honored to be able to interview you as a legend. You got 30 plus years under your belt. And I don't know that a lot of times that you guys really recognize how legendary you really are. For you to be able to be here today and to tell your story is an amazing thing. And so, me, as a person who lives and breathes music, and I'm sure with fans all across the globe, this is an
Mm,
amazing opportunity to get to really know, what I'm saying, you and hear those stories. So we have the basic foundation of how it all happened. Talk to
mm.
me about life as a Fifth Ward boy. Talk to me about life. How did it change your everyday life being a Fifth Ward boy? Who you were in contact with? You basically under the same label, of course, with Ghetto Boys. With all the little changes that were made with the members or whatever, because you had your
Mm.
original, Ready Red, R.I.P. And
Right, right, right.
right, and that was an amazing dude too, like all the way to the end. So you have some great stories about him, you know what I'm saying? That some communications that we had that were some awesome stories. And so once you were under that same umbrella with that label, talk to me about how life changed for you, or did it not change much?
Well, it changed. It changed because those people was like uh comfortable, uh very comfortable with doing music at the time. And when we started as the Fifth Ward Boys, when we started rapping, like this send a beat to this artist and track it out, do the beat, lay the song, and you ain't got like they would tell me what the idea of the song is, do that. Like that's like some futuristic stuff. Like I understand
Yeah.
it now, but when we started rapping, it was like we had a 4 track and we had a little microphone that was on the wall. And when I got through rapping, they E-Rock pushed me out the way, and
Mhm.
then he started rapping. Then Double O pushed E-Rock out the way. Then he started rapping, and the reason was because we only had 4 tracks, one for the beat and one for each of us to have a verse to rap, and we had to know if the verse down pat, or else we had to start the whole song over again
Yeah.
off of
It was
off
a
of
different
four
time.
track. Now
Yeah.
you like the Bone Thugs and Harmony thing, like they can go on there and do 15 tracks for each verse. So like when we started, like for the Ready Reds and the Raheem and
Yeah,
all those artists that was back then, like we looked at them dudes like we got to go under that same umbrella.
that's right.
Yeah, and to put it together. So we was like the way these artists now is and it's nothing wrong with it, because it's like we growing. We used to have slide projections in the computer. Now they got gigs and all that stuff. We didn't have all that stuff. So
Yeah,
to be able to learn from the veterans that was like,
right,
nah, this how this go, this how this go, this how this go, like Scarface and them and the Willie D and Bushwick and them when they started it, like we looked up to them dudes because they was like the people that we watched on TV, MTV, Rap City, and all that stuff. Like we looked up to them dudes, and when it came to our city with Lil J would rap a lot, like we was like, okay, man, I want to be a part of that, and never thinking that we would be, but by
right,
us being right there with them dudes, and they like, hey, y'all the future. Like
right.
I was like, man, wow. Like I'm actually like every time we did a song, I was excited because we was actually there.
Right. Like big shoes to fill, but not intimidating. And that's the thing. Like you're strong. You're strong in your craft. And that's what matters. So by my calculations from what I recall, first album dropped what in 93?
Yes.
First album in 93. You'll have a total of about what, 7 in your discography? 7?
Yes, and actually, right in '92, I was still like thinking like this might not never happen. So
Yeah.
I was tearing the streets up. So I wound up getting locked up for a year, and I had one song that maybe two songs that we had recorded, and I learned how to record. But like I ain't never think that we was gonna ever be a group or something. It was just something that people was looking like, okay, yeah, y'all can rap. That's cool. And when I got locked up, I was in the county fighting the case that I thought I wouldn't never come home from. And when our first song came, had a little speak on the wall in the county. It was thanks for the blessing with Bushwick on it. And I was like, them my lyrics right there. I can rap my lyrics. They say, man, you ain't no rapper, man. You ain't. So I'm in the county trying to prove that this was my lyrics. And dudes was in there like, man, you ain't no rapper line, man. The people in the stars. I say, no, I'm with Rap Like Records. They like, you lying, bro. I say, I can rap the lyrics to that song. They say, anybody can remember the song. So I was trying to prove myself for a whole year, thinking that I might not never be a rapper. And I wound up beating that case. And I wound up coming home. And Double O and E-Rock had dropped our first CD, which was Ghetto Dope.
Ghetto Dope, yeah. 93. Yeah.
In 93.
And that's when people knew that they had something to contend with, though, because they knew, you know what I'm saying? Hey, these boys down here are not playing. They're not playing.
Right.
Because you had people that came through, you know, around the same time you was dealing with Gangster Nip, you was dealing with Ghetto Boys, you was dealing with Raheem, you was dealing with a lot of different people out here in Houston that were really doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Different. Yeah. Let me get you check your volume on your phone because you're kind of sounding far away from us, and I want to make sure that people get the full.
Yeah, maybe because I am far away.
No, you were fine. It went out on us for a couple of minutes ago. It went really, really kind of weird on us.
Okay, and some people asking me, and some people texting me, asking me. I've seen it go across my phone. They asking me, "Hey, send me the link."
Yeah, just tell them YouTube, Fancy Hayes Williams.
YouTube.
Say go to YouTube, Fancy Hayes Williams.
Go to YouTube, Fancy Hayes Williams.
Okay. Yeah, they can find me. All they got to do is type me in. It'll pop right up, and they can come on. It's open for anybody to join.
Okay. YouTube, Fancy Hayes.
Right. So while you're doing that though, like I say, you know what I'm saying? So having to come out, you know what I'm saying, and not be intimidated, because you don't strike me as a person that's easily intimidated ever. You know,
Yeah.
you come across, you deliver, you know what I'm saying, every time. Your lyrics deliver every time, even 30 plus years later, you know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about the projects that you're working on now, the collaborations that you've been working on, because you've been doing a lot of collabs. Now, you know, we're going to talk about that here shortly as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to discuss that too. But, you
Mhm.
know, a lot of people want to know, you know, they want to know where it all came from. So we're talking about seven albums, you know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Mhm.
everybody's stuff was laid down already when you came out. Ghetto Dope, 93. You came in, you
Mhm.
laid your stuff on it. That was it. And
Mhm.
then the next one came out the next year. Y'all were just bringing them out like that. How important was it for y'all to continue to just spit fire and lay them tracks out?
Well,
Drop them out.
well, the thing was that the more material that you have out, the more exposed that you'll be.
Exactly.
So yeah, so like even that's more important now than it was then. But then that showed us that we have to grind to get to the status of where the BET, the rap cities, the you know what I'm saying, to get to that point, like you got to put out a material. You gotta keep coming up with songs. Okay, that's a good song, but you gotta come up with something else because we not getting there. And at one point, like every time they said that, it was just a gift that was in us that God gave us. We in a 13 on the Billboard uh with Gangsta Folk. Uh we was already dropping down with Ghetto Dope. And we dropped Gangsta Folk. By then I had got out of jail. And when we dropped Gangsta Phone, we had entered 13 on the Billboard, and we wound up getting 10. We was 10 on the Billboard as
Yeah.
the Fifth Ward boys out of Houston, Texas, out of Fifth Ward. And I was like, man, we was amazed that we had reached that point. And
Yeah. 13 on
yeah,
the R&B. They considered it
so
R&B. They didn't have rap at that point. It was R&B.
yeah, so being on the Billboard with all these like rock, metallic, pop, and Michael Jackson, all these people that was out at that time, we was number 10 with an EP on the Billboard. Like
Yes.
I'm like this is like this what I had been dreaming of, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like, and then they was telling us like what Rap a Lot and Lil J and them and doing and all our people that gave us a chance was like, don't never think that you are right there. You need to,
Exactly.
yeah,
Driving.
you need to keep, going. So at that time, that's when we was running into the E40s, and
Mm-hmm.
we had songs that were similar to them, like. So we all feeling like we're on the same level, but we looking at them like, hey, y'all got like 2 or 3 more extra songs than we got. So we trying to get to where y'all at. And like they looking at us like, nah, we trying to get to where y'all at. So we was
Mm-hmm.
like, so we like, oh wow, so these people really know us. So like dealing with we especially with California, um, we had a lot of shows with a lot of the popular people out of there, which one of them besides E40 and Young Mouth, also Spice One. We got a song with Spice One, Big Sight, the Outlaws, uh, all the big names that's in the West Coast. Like they was like, hey, nah, we working together. So we was like, wow, we rapping. So we looking at them like, man, we rapping with the best.
Yeah,
You know?
the third and the West have always had an undeniable connection. If you think about it, think about it. Think about what they consider real gangster rap. Third Coast, West Coast. Definitely a connection. Always. Think about how they
Exactly.
came out. Now,
Exactly.
I want to say, I mean, you definitely had to be grinding. You have 4 albums within 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You have to definitely, from 93 to 97, y'all dropped 4 by yourselves. You dropped 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing thing. You know what I'm saying? And definitely to hit number 10, you know what I'm saying? At that time, R&B, not even rap didn't even have their own category on Billboard at that time. So that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy that at that point it was still under that same cap. So was there pressure? Like, I know they're telling you, like, don't get comfortable, keep working hard, but was there pressure from your label to to be at a better or higher position?
No, they just all no. Well, you know what? It was kind of sort of, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like that because the label was always going for good talent, so they would pick up with people that was in other cities
Mm-hmm.
that was popular at the time. Excuse me, and they brought them to the label. Like we had Do or Die from
Yes.
Chicago was on
Yes.
the label. We had Young Mouth from California that was on the
Yes.
label. We
Yep.
had we had the Outlaws. We had Fatal Hussein, a couple of those guys
Yep.
that was on, and we had Tila that was from Memphis. He was hot.
Yes. Tila. Yes. Tila was highly hot. Yes. Yes.
So many groups uh, that came from different places. Menace Clan, the list go on and on. They was coming to the label, and we was like, we wasn't looking at it like we was the the second major group out of rap a lot out of Houston, Texas. We was looking at it like we just got to keep coming with good music.
That's right. Because people
We,
recognize exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
we just got
But
to
then
keep coming with good music. Yeah,
so
yeah.
between 97 when y'all dropped the fourth one, then there wasn't another drop until 99. Was that just a creative period in there that you guys were really working on a different sound or different collabs? What exactly was going on that it took that gap between 97 and 99?
Well, excuse me. Well, what happened was the the money that's being made with music right now, it wasn't the same back then.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it was totally different. Like if we would have been making the money that these guys are making right now, we wouldn't be throwing it in the clubs like they throw it because
Exactly.
yes, we was looking at it like, bro, we might not never get this again. So we was like trying to tuck our little money or whatever. So
Yeah.
so in that gap right there, what happened was me and Double O was still in the streets.
Yeah. Yeah. Heavy in the streets. Yeah.
We were still
That's
in the streets.
that's
E-Rock
real.
was in the streets too, but me and Double O wound up getting caught up for it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I actually was about to stop rapping at one point because I felt like the streets it was a little competition with me with the streets because
Right.
I seen like maybe if I keep rapping, it may jump off, it may not, but I know the streets had a lot more to offer to me at the
More
time
lucrative at the time. Yeah. 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 Money.
financially, and
Yeah.
I wanted and the life I live, I wanted to be a name at that, like right now we don't look at it like that was well almost like some dumb shit to say. But
Right.
at that time, I was like, I want my name to ring a bell and they say, uh, yeah, I was getting
Low.
money, he was getting
Yeah.
money, and such
Yeah.
such so. So I was almost about to say I don't even want to rap no more.
Right.
Yeah, because I was getting a little bread and I was like, well, I'll meet y'all at the studio. And
Yeah.
I pretty much was almost about to throw the towel in. They was like, man, we almost there.
Mm-hmm.
We almost there. So I was mixing a little bit in. It ain't had nothing to do with Rap A Lot. They ain't never tried to, a lot of people said the Rap A Lot was trying to make people sell dope and all that. It ain't had nothing to do with that. This was me on my own personal level. When I
That's
stepped outside of my house, I chose to do what I wanted to do as far as the
right.
street. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
real. So you're looking
Mhm.
at from that point on, you're looking at a total of between in that gap, you're looking at Three more albums released 2 years apart each, and then we're looking
Mhm.
at a hiatus. That the last album, what, 2003?
Uh,
Word is Bond, 2003.
well, no. I think I may have something to do with that. I think the Words Born thing may have been something like a greatest collab features
Yeah, yeah.
CD or something. Yeah, but I was on so many drugs right then. I probably couldn't even tell you exactly what was going on right then, because I was hustling and I was drugging and thugging at the time.
Yeah,
So
that's true that you have for 2001 and 3 released under a whole other label, Underground Records, right?
right, Underground Records. So the last thing I remember that I knew that we was doing was Recognize Them All. That was the last project that, and Double O had caught a case where he was on a bank robbery case, and he was
Yes,
gone, and it was just me and E-Rock at the time.
right. That particular one was 2001. That project that was the release in 2001.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, to Recognize Them All. So that was the
Mhm.
actual last project that we had kind of did together,
Right,
because
as a yeah,
as a group, right in the middle of it, Double O had got caught up.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty much like me and E-Rock was on the majority of it, which we on that project we had, once again, we had somebody at the West Coast. We had Daz,
Daz.
yeah, and we had Devin and Dude was on there. We had
Shout out to Devin. Still
right on. That's my boy. We
together.
had we always had quite a few features on our projects. You know,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But talk to me about the most notorious song, PWA. Who came up with PWA? Because I'm gonna tell you that probably has the most streams still to this day. Because PWA, I'm a girl, okay? I'm a girl.
mm-hmm,
I used to get in trouble. My mama used to be like, "Don't come to my house with that music. Don't play that music in your car that I bought you."
right.
My mama used to ground me, take my keys because I would be running around, ghetto boys, go, 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 the P, I would be in there,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be saying it. She'd be like, no, you don't. And then the PWA, talk to me about that. Who in the world thought about that? And did you know that it was going to blow up like it did?
No, because the song. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the two parts that you asked me. You asked me two questions in that. You asked
Yes,
me who came up with it, and you asked me did we think it was gonna blow up. Okay,
yeah,
so we always tried to come up with something that everybody might like.
right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that every song that we did was a song that we tried to shoot at that everybody might like this. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So uh pushing PWA to the back burner, we was like, this was one of the nastiest songs that we had on the project.
yes,
And
yes,
we had situations and other songs that
yes,
was a lot cleaner that we were shooting for the radio for. You know,
right, right,
that
because you
wasn't
need
too
that.
hard to wasn't too hard to clean up. And and actually what's crazy about, a lot of people don't know this, and some people may know it in other interviews we talked about it. The song that Scarface did, Mary Mary.
Yes,
Mary Mary was the original Pussy Weed and Alcohol track.
there it is. That's right.
So at that time, we was all, like say, we was thugging and drugging. We really didn't care about whatever, and we really didn't even too much care about that song.
Yeah,
And for some reason, I can't really remember how that happened, but I think the Mary Mary song had started taking off with that same track, so they wind up shooting that track out for Scarface, and we needed another beat
yeah,
for Pussy Weed and Alcohol. So my kinfolk, Mr. Lee, he wind up he did Fuck Faces, a lot of the tracks for Rap Lot at that time. And he remade the track, and a dude named JB, which is RIP to JB, and Mike Dean them played the guitar to this track. and it was like we got a new track to PWA, and the when we dropped that project for some kind of reason, like every other hit song, the radio hit us up and hit rap line up and was like, "Hey, if y'all get a radio version to that song, we finna start playing that song like today."
Check your sound. Check your sound for me real quick.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm a little far away from it. Is it good now?
It's still kind of like garbled a little bit.
Okay, maybe let me try over here. Is it better right here?
You're coming in a little bit better. I don't think that it's your proximity because you were chilling back there and you were good. I think it's just maybe something coming through.
Yeah, and then a lot of people using it. A lot of people still using the internet right now, so it may be something that's got a lot to do with everybody using it. Can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of an echo. It's like kind of using a voice box.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good spot to.
That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
A little better. Yeah, it's not like it was, but it's better. I just want them to get the story. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a dope ass story. I don't even have enough time to. Lord, I would keep you all night. It would be like sitting up talking.
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again, but we got look. We sit down and write down some stuff and come back and tell some stories that as the Fifth Ward Boys like.
Hey, we'll do a story. We'll do a story segment, but I'm not getting ready to let you go yet. But we will definitely do a story segment to where you can stories. I'm actually working with another artist right now, as a matter of fact, another high profile artist, and we're about to do a memoir. It's like a storybook. You know what I'm saying? Like a story, like a documentary, but stories that he has with these other artists. That some are resting in heaven already, and some are still here to this day. And so, definitely gonna have you be a part of that as well, as far as the collaborations and stuff like that, because you have more than this particular artist. So definitely gonna have memories of that as well. But so I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about the time between that last release. You know what I'm saying? And today, what all have you been working on today, and what has impacted you? Because I know that in talking with you, in the past, we discussed, that you were involved in a pretty severe accident about a year and a half ago, and that really halted, a lot of your work, a lot of your creativity, not within your mind, but being able to actually go out there and and lay those tracks down and do everything that you wanted to do. So talk to me a little bit about between then and now.
Okay, so that was the accident happened in October of 2018, and still to this day, like I'm still not the same person I was from that night when that accident happened. Like I'm like we started shooting on the movie, and when that accident happened, we had to shut the movie down, and because I was the main character in the movie. And right now we're starting to piece it back together, and we're almost through with it. But like right now, I still have real bad headaches to where
migraines and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So some days I wake up, my back might be hurting. I call in to work and I can't go to work. And then sometimes my head is hurting to where like it's ringing. Like and and I got a pinched nerve that they say that may be that for the rest of my life. But me being trying to be the tough guy, I try to tough it out. But some nights, some it's just I'm all the way down with it still to this day. But
the same after traumatic, and then not to mention, it don't matter how much of a gangster you are, because we all know you real through and through. But look, I mean, PTSD is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the car one day and have a flashback. You know what I mean? I've done it before. I remember the first accident I ever got into. Somebody tore the whole front end off my car. I was barely had my car for 3 hours, and it was my first new car. My very first car was a '83 Cutlass Supreme rag top. Dog, it was dope. It was a '91, an '83 Cutlass Supreme rag top. That hoe was slamming. Okay, big ass views and everything. But look, but then my next car I didn't get until like I want to say it was like 96 or 97. Shit, within
Mhm.
3 hours, the whole front end was tore off of it. I suffered post-traumatic stress disorder from that accident. I didn't even want to get
Mm.
back in the car. For about 3 months, I was terrified. So you have
Wow.
to contend with that too. Overall, no matter how much of a gangster you are, you're still a human being, and your body still it takes a toll on your body. So
Exactly.
beyond that affecting you, so you started coming out with some really dope work. You've been coming out with some
Mhm.
real good collaborations. Talk to us about who all you have been working with. I got a few songs, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to showcase. I have 3 of them that I want to showcase on here while we're here tonight.
Mhm.
But talk to me about your latest collaborations. Talk to me about the collaborations that you've been doing with the guys. Talk to me about the groups you've been working with or the individual artists.
So what's crazy about when you ask me that, like at one point I was going so crazy with the features, to not just the features that belong to me and what I've been working on. Like I had actually got on like about 5 features over in different countries. Like
Yeah, you
so,
stuff everywhere. I hear you
yeah.
everywhere.
I really wasn't trying to do it like that, but it wound up like it wind up. I one song I did called "Struggle Along" with Dirty Ray in Japan, and they banned hip hop in China, but in Japan, he was one of the he is the hottest artist in Japan, and with Ice Water Slaughter, ESG, Bun B, and tracks from Big EB to Mr. Lee to Luda Producer. Um, we we the song that I did with him was called "Struggle Along," which was number 2 in Japan for like 6 weeks.
That's
Like,
dope.
yeah, and like I'm the only person that the hook, and I'm the only person that's on there that's in English. The song was actually in Japanese. Yeah,
That's what's
and yeah,
yeah.
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 So and then I did a song with a guy in Paris. I did a song with a guy in Europe. These names, Salsa, uh, um, um, the guy in Europe. I put it like this: I did overseas. I did about 5 features for overseas, and "Struggle Alone" was one of the most popular songs, which is on that project is still the number 1 project in Japan right now.
That's what's that's and that lets you know what I'm saying, the power, I'm saying, of your instrument and of your gift. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to know that, what I'm saying, when you rocking, there are artists, rap artists, what I'm saying, of today that go, of course, because of the popularity or whatever, but rap artists time, talking about
Mhm.
30 years in their career, that they've actually been able to go this hard, this long, and still be able to get out there and go rock whole other countries. There's
Mhm.
full of artists that are 30 plus year veterans that are able to do that. I can name them. I can pretty much name them on one hand, and I know 2 of them like the back of my hand already. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm not getting ready to flex. You know what I'm saying?
Is
But
that
we know
right on? Right on. Hey.
we know that you're one of the 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're one of the 2 that that I have this, that I'm blessed to have this relationship with. So look,
Yeah.
talk to me about your guys here in Houston. Talk to me about the people that you've been working with in Houston. I want to talk with you about your work with Herb, what you guys did with Still Standing, because that's the song that I dropped on the promo. I want to talk about Still Standing. Talk to me about the feeling, what that song means to you. Because when I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, he
Mhm.
explained that at the time that he didn't think about it. He wanted you, that y'all had been working. He wanted you on a feature that he had been trying, and y'all been missing it. Y'all said y'all was gonna get it, but he said,
Right.
he said in hindsight, after he heard you and the other artists on the track, Spice One, he said
Right.
that at that time he was like, you know what, this really can apply to them too, because they've been in the game for 30 plus years, and guess what, they still standing. So what does it
Right.
mean to you? What does that song mean to you? Still Standing.
What's crazy about it was, like you said, me and Turd had been going. It's almost like going to if he was in the 5th grade and I was in the 6th grade, and we passing each other going to lunch back and forth. We had been talking about doing a song for like 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah. It's been that long, and and the last time we saw each other, he's like, I see you back doing your thing or whatever. He say, man, you still up for a song or whatever. I say, yeah, man, you know, I like what you're doing or whatever. Yeah, I say, yeah, I say, send me something, man. And he hit me up, but Slim, the producer that did the track for it, which is one of the Fitwell Juveniles.
That's right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he sent me the track, and they did a little reference on the hook. He's like, somebody else gonna sing the hook or whatever. So when I'm hearing the reference track of it, Turb had actually did it. He said, "Oh, still standing around all this time." I'm like, that's talking about me.
I'm still
like this ain't something. This ain't something that's hard for me to think about to put together. I'm still standing. Like I did 7 years in prison, along with like all the years I lost, thugging and drugging, and I'm out right now, and I'm in my right frame of mind, and I'm still standing. So I'm like, yeah, this gonna be a nice song. So me not knowing, I thought me and him was the finish of the song. And when I seen a picture of him, Slim, and Spice in the studio, I say, that's gonna be a badass song. I know that I gotta hear that song they did. And then when I hear the promo on the song, and I hear Spice One on the song, I say, oh Lord. I say,
yep.
I say, we still standing.
Yeah. Love. Literally, I was sitting there when Spice was recording, when he was dropping his lyrics. I was literally sitting there, I could not be still. I was like this on the couch. I was like, oh my God, this motherfucker is gonna go so hard. Yeah. All 3 of you are perfect. All 3 of you have a story. It's like the perfect storm had to happen, and this collaboration is everything. So speaking of that, I want to go ahead and drop the Still Standing right quick. You cool with that?
I'm cool because I gotta grab my charger because my phone at 9%. I'm gonna grab my charger while you drop it, and I'm gonna go grab my charger so we can charge up and still be good. So yeah,
right,
drop that thing. Yeah,
that's it. All right, I'm gonna see you back here in a second.
Okay, bet.
You know, it take a real soldier to fall down. Get right back up. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all let me know what you think about it. Y'all watch your comment about what you think about it. Okay.
Looking like a true survivor, feeling like I'm running again, still standing. I'm still standing after all this time. I'm still going for mine, and I'm about to shine. I'm still standing. I'm still standing here, 10 toes stuck to the ground. They still standing here. Probably what my time shot in my head twice. Gotta thank God I'm still living. Could've been dead twice. They tried to hold me down, but I came up strong though. Strong flow. Can't be touched. I would've gone low. See my friends. New trip. See you at John Doe. Proceed direction to where I'm going. I got my own map. Never knew who really was down. My own back. Can't see the real stuff. It's short. But when I stand behind, I'm saying,
who took my charger? My.
Feeling like I'm winning again, I'm still standing.
My what's called I plug out my stuff to.
Here it come, y'all. Here come your new life.
Yeah. How they shot at been locked up, and I hit my block up. Shoot, they can't stop us, we still standing. Now I always leave it right here by my foot. They can't stand it. Trust I told on. My boss that I spoke down. My wrist I got poked out. I can have you choked out. Who you talking to? I roll with the crews and the pirate rules. You slide, you strip, you slide, you strip. You hop out with more fire. Yo, promise. Look, you don't know water. Real streets from the start. Real, got the streets from the bar. Never in it when I beef in the park. Smoke up my loud in the dark. Smoke around the public park. Stand on everything I start.
I'm still standing better than ever did. Looking like a true survivor.
We'll be back, y'all.
Feeling like I'm running again.
You will be right back, y'all.
Still standing.
You'll pop right back on. Give me a second.
I'm still going for mine. And I'm about to shine. I'm still standing.
I feel like my girl, but I won't fall. I'm staying strong, keep it G like a mother. Mr. Boss, leaning to the duck and suckers, keeping it 1,000. Still shining like a Cooker King. Everybody wanna put a beer rider, but you gotta front and then get back up.
We'll be right back.
Just to keep standing. How about a shot for both I can it? Think about the gangster, brother with the bang up, mother with the heat and air. Drinks you until you took a few of them shots like me, the OG. I be teaching my daughters everything I know, just like I'm Kobe. Rest in peace to the father's soul, cause we gon' ride in the honor of them. Say what's up to the East Bay gangsters, put the spot for the birds to slam. Rest in peace to the father's soul, cause we gon' ride in the honor of them. Say what's up to the East Bay gangsters, put the spot for the birds to slam. I'm still standing better than ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like I'm ready to give. I'm still standing. Still standing after all this time. I'm still going for mine. And I'm about to shine.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
It sure is. Superheat. It is fire. We're going to wait for him to get back on. I think he's having connectivity issues on there. So I'm going to turn this one off, and he'll be back. I'm going to drop a couple more of his, too. And actually, he's been working a lot with another Houston artist, Megan Cook. And so I'm going to drop a little bit of that. He will definitely be back on. Give him just a minute. So what we will do while we are waiting for him, I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you guys his... let's see what I got. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and introduce back shots, y'all. Let's do back shots. This is something that he's been working on. I'll let him elaborate on it. Give me just a minute to get y'all back shots. I do a lot of promo, you know what I'm saying? And I play this one. He sends me the clean versions. So I do get to play them on my radio show. I do have a radio show on Street 100 The Heat. It's called The Fancy Show. It's on Wednesdays. And then I do these interviews pretty much 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. I do them about 8 p.m. here on YouTube. And then I do them on Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. But I always promo. So if you don't follow me already on social media, definitely go ahead and follow me on social media. Instagram is Hey with 6 Ys _MS _Hayes. And then on Facebook, it's R.I. Hayes Williams, Hayes Williams. And of course, right here on YouTube, add your subscription. You're definitely much appreciated for doing that. Wait for him to come back on. I think he was looking for that. So let's go ahead and drop back shots, y'all. Let's going to get back shots. There we go. Now you can let him know because this will be part of it. Of his broadcast. Let's go.
You killing me with the back shots. Garana make me pass out. You walk around like a mascot. Garana make me pass out. Back shots. Back shots. Garana make me pass out. Back shots. Back shots. Garana make me pass out. I walked in the club with my cash out. I rented 2 sections and I cashed out. Everybody smoking, almost passed out. My cousin sees almost passed out. A whole lot of money being passed out. It's everywhere with time. And I can tell he broke cause he stand out. Baby sitting one train looking for a handout.
Hey.
Dog clapping like some hands. I was dancing like a man. You say you're the man. One drink, 2 drinks, 2 drinks. Hit it with the kitchen sink. 3 back shots, nigga, I swear. They gon' roll me out the club in the wheelchair. I thought I drove about it, but it's still there. I dozed off in the club like a little. You hit me with the back shots. Garana make me pass out. You walk around like a mascot. Garana make me pass out. Back shots. Back shots.
Go run and make me pass out. Back shots, back shots. Go run and make me pass out. You're killing me with them back shots. All in the mirror with your side. I'll take you to the model if you don't act up. She said she want me home by 1 o'clock. Yeah, go take this ass. You can shop yourself. Cause you got it like that. You don't need my help. That's your girl. Yes, you do. Here's another stack. Take a shopping too. I've been all out of work for a minute. I can't leave without my pistol cause I'm living tripping. I got 100 rounds, ain't no limits. Turn around, running back shots, ain't no gimmick. You killing me with them back shots, hey. The runner make me pass out. You walk around like a mascot. All right, little comment. The runner make me pass out. All right. Back shots. Hey. The runner make me pass out. Oh, it's fancy. Back shots. The runner make me pass out.
Okay,
I got the
y'all.
kind of money that don't fold up.
Hold up. There go part of back shots. I am actually I am Texas raised and Florida made. So I am from Florida. I go by Fancy. And I'm from Florida. The Panhandle, Panama City, actually. And I was raised in Texas, though I've been here since I was 7 years old. I'm definitely a Houston girl, all the way through and through. Although I do a lot of traveling, and I work with other artists in other states. I work with artists on all levels. I work with new artists and I work with legends as well. Currently working with another legend where we have laid out a lot. No, it's okay. It ain't no big deal. It ain't no big deal. I work with other artists as well, and we've actually laid out some new material in the last 3 to 4 months. Spice One is actually coming out with some new music, and so this is the collab that they did. Turb did. Turb Kaffelin, which I heard was Still Standing. That's his track where he had the feature with New Life. And also Spice One. So that one is really dope. No, it ain't no problem. It ain't no problem. You good. You good. I appreciate y'all watching, tuning in. I don't know. We're giving him a minute to try to get back on. You know how sometimes when you lose your battery power, you know, and he says all the time, like, you know, I'm not like all this technically inclined. So we'll give him a minute to power his phone back up or whatever. What I am going to do though is go ahead and drop on you. I had a couple more questions for him, but what I am going to do is go ahead and drop on y'all. Actually, we'll do Me and You with him and Megan Cook. Megan Cook, actually, and y'all should go follow Megan Cook Music. It's Megan Cook Music. I don't know if I think it's music with like this music. I think Megan Cook Music on Instagram. Y'all see if y'all can go follow her because he did a lot of features with her. Also, he's done a couple of songs with her to help her, and that just shows, you know, that he has, you know, definite interest, you know, in other artists and paying it forward, which was one of the questions that I was going to ask him. Let me go ahead and put Me and You on for y'all, a little snippet of Me and You. Let me get that for y'all, okay? And this is with Megan Cook, and like I say, she's out of Houston, a beautiful person with a beautiful voice. Definitely one that you're going to remember. It gives you that vibe. It gives you that lovey-dovey vibe, you know. Megan Cook is beautiful inside and out. Megan Cook Music. And this one is called Me and You. So let me put that on for y'all real quick. The banner, Me and You.
I don't want nobody else to leave me from down. You by yourself. All I need is you, baby. It's just me and you. I don't want nobody else to leave me from down. Leave you by yourself. It's just me and you, baby. It's just me and you.
Got a real shopping trips and knowing all the phone calls today. It's just me and you versus everything in twos. It's you and only you. Look, I don't want nobody else. I want you to myself. I'ma show you better than I can tell you. I'ma prove everything them others fail you. Hear me out. I ain't trying to buy your love. I don't want to see you hurt. Keep listening to that girl talk, but I'ma let my actions work. Gucci on your shoulder blade, Gucci on your tiptoes. And even in the summertime, I'ma keep your neck froze. Ring watch, rolling on TikTok. Real from the block. This is how the real rock love life. They all in my inbox. They all in my DM. Telling me I'm handsome. I act like I don't see them. You never you no ransom. You a future be on. Rap a lot, bad boy. Gotta love a bad boy.
You know you're my baby, but now you're coming crazy. I'm your ladies looking crazy, yeah. I love the way you have my legs shaking, yeah. But if you ain't gonna keep it real with me, I gotta keep it G. I can't be your queen. On the cool, I won't be your fool. I need to know that it's me and you.
What y'all think about that? Let us know that y'all like it. It's just me and you. Nobody else. Only me by myself. Only me by myself. It's just me and you, baby. It's just me and you.
Beyonce and J type, caught her being all set. Diamonds round the promise ring, the top diamond all set. Color cut glass in carriage. Anything less than that is average. I'm shooting for a marriage. We don't have disagreements. Fuss to make it even. Through the weekend, back to normal for the weekend. No relationship is perfect. I'ma make it worth it. Had a crazy past just in case something surfaced.
You found a good thing in me. He said he's coming back, y'all. His phone went out, so give him a second, okay?
You want my queen, yeah. You all of me, yeah. Give you everything, I'll be your piece, yeah. No, I know nowhere. I'll never leave you lonely. I'm praying right here. Nobody else, only me by myself, only by myself. All I need is you, baby. It's just me and you. Nobody else, only me by myself, never leave you by myself. It's just me and you, baby. It's just me and you.
She does. It's Megan Cook Music, y'all. Let me try to get her. Let me get her. Megan Cook Music, and she's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. She's beautiful on the inside and the outside. I'm gonna look at Instagram. He said he was coming back. He just texted me that he'd be back in. Let me give y'all her Instagram real quick. Megan Cook Music is okay. Here, I'm gonna post Megan Cook Music. Okay, Megan dot Cook, and I got one more that he did with her. Hold on, real quick. Megan Cook dot Music. MUZIQ actually. Hold on, I'm tapping it right now for y'all so y'all can go follow her and check her out, her music, and support her. That's Instagram. There she is, Megan Cook. I don't know why it came up like that, but it's Insta, y'all. Instagram.
Got a real shop of trips ignoring all the phone calls to this, just me and you. Versus everything in twos. It's you and only you. Look, I don't want nobody else. I want you to myself. I'ma show you better than I can tell you. I'ma prove everything them others tell you.
Okay, here we go. There she goes. There y'all go. That's her. That's her right there. And actually, what I'm gonna do for y'all real quick is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna give y'all the latest one that they just recorded. It is not. It is not a radio edit. I'm telling you now. So I don't have a radio edit for it yet. But I'm gonna put it on for you. Just give me 1 second. It's called Only. It's one of my favorites. I know that when it does get the radio edit, it's gonna be super dope. Y'all check it out real quick. I'm gonna step away just for 1 second while I wait for him to pop back in. Let us know what you think about Only, okay? He really wants to know how y'all feel about that. 1 second.
It's something about the street life, something about the street vibe, something about a street nigga, something about that Benz 5. It's cool when I be hanging out, watch she get the nails done. She know I'm never fucking off. I'ma make the mirror run. I'ma bring a bag back. I'ma bring her a bag back. Put a couple thousand in her purse. Hashtag that. She classy with a little bit of thug in her. I'ma match it, cause it's something about a breadwinner. I'm a real nigga, up and up. I'm feeling by a Bentley truck. Fuck with me, you know it's up.
Right,
Real
y'all,
niggas gon' love you up. She gon' ride or die us. No limit, the sky's up. She gon' ride or die us up. No limit, the sky's up.
And that's just what it is, nigga. I'm the type to hold you down. I don't only settle down with a real nigga. I'm only fucking with a real nigga. And that's just how I feel, nigga.
He's back, y'all.
I'm the type to
Welcome
hold you
back.
down.
We're playing right now. I talked a little bit about Megan and gave her social media.
Acting out in public, and she acting like she wasn't. She never liked the weak one. She told me that it's weak one. Told me that she needs some. Showed us the old rerun. And I got my own shit. And you know she owns shit. Switching up her outfits. Recognize the boss bitch. Don't criticize the critics. Never mind that she with it. You talk about a man, you back him up, and she with it.
A real nigga, all in all. And we tearing down the mall. She answer every single call, even when a nigga fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Hard to beat the clock it out. Now get money on my books, but I was behind the wall.
Real nigga. And that's just what it is, nigga. I'm the type to hold you down. I will only settle down with a real nigga. I'm only fucking with a real nigga. And that's just how I feel, nigga. I'm the type to hold you down. I will only settle down with a real nigga.
Wow, yeah, she's absolutely dope, y'all. Hey, she's so dope. And this is one of Fancy's favorites. And he could tell you that because I've been blowing that thing up.
Man, for real, boy. That's hey, all love.
So that's only featuring Megan Cook. So talk to them a little bit about your relationship with Megan. How did y'all meet? And like I said, it's all about paying it forward. You took an interest in that, and and really helping her, get out here and promote by doing her on your features.
Because I always run. I've been running to a lot of
with you. Where's your volume?
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Is it good? Is the voice good?
We're trying to get his volume, y'all.
Okay.
Have you muted?
Is it good?
You're muted on me.
Am I?
Yeah, y'all. Technical difficulties sometimes.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you. No.
Oh, no, let me see.
He's sketchy, but that's all right. We holding it down for you. If you can hear us, we holding it down for you in here. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Try mute and unmute. Hold on. Try now.
Yo, can you hear me?
Crazy. Hold on a minute.
All right.
Battery 50%.
Let's see what we can get real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Give him 1 minute, y'all.
Another device.
Hold on. Let me see if we can get him in. Hold on.
What?
Mikey. Hold on. Bear with us, y'all. Happens. Hello. Are you there?
Yo, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Let's see if we can hear him, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Anybody hear us?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you. Can't hear me neither? Okay.
I can hear you.
Right.
Battery 50%.
Hold on. Let's see what we can get. Hold on a minute.
So Galaxy.
It just kind of went from there, didn't it? Okay, I got you now. I hear you again.
Okay.
Perfect.
You hear me now?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So talk to us about how it was that you linked up with Megan. And because I was talking earlier before I played both of them, I did me and you first, and now I did only, which you came back in. I told them just to hang on with us. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And they said that was produced by Ion. That's what's up. That's true. And then they said that he said he could hear you. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So it was me. Okay. But it's on my side. Okay. Yeah, I think it's with this Bluetooth speaker with dropping him back in. But we're definitely back in now. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me okay as well. But I talked to them about Megan and how you really are paying it forward because you really went out here and featured her on these songs. You did these songs with her, you know what I'm saying? To really feature her and promote her work.
Okay, so I had met Megan 2 years ago, and met her through a guy that was kind of like a manager or whatever, and I always wanted to do a song with her, but I wanted to have the right song or whatever, and in between the midst of that, I came up with this song, and I told my wife, I said, man, I got a real good song. And I was talking to the guy that was a manager. They wasn't really managers. It wasn't really a manager, but he was like potential manager. And what happened was, he was like, she kind of was doing her own thing, whatever. But he's like, if it's a dope song, she'll do it. And then she wound up calling me. And she was like, "Hey, bro, I was just making sure we were still good. I want to still work." And because she was like, she had kind of backed out of the music for a minute or whatever.
Yeah.
And when she hit me up, and she had just dropped the project, and I said, "Okay, yeah, that's cool." Probably I had looked at it on YouTube, one of the videos, and I was like, yeah, that's dope. And I had been talking to the guy, which is Marvin, and and I said, when did you put that project out? And she was like, I put it out on my birthday. And I was like, well, I say, well, when is your birthday? How long that was? And she was like, June 28th. And I was like, June 28th? That's my birthday.
Oh, wow.
So what was crazy about that was like, and I ain't really big on the Scorpio, I mean not Scorpio, the what you call it,
Yeah, zodiac.
the signs, zodiac signs. Yeah, my wife, she is Scorpio, so that's why I said that. But
Yeah.
I'm not real big on the zodiac thing. But what was crazy about it, like when she said that, like it kind of like matched up to musically inclined, and I was like, she hit me up. And she was like, I was just making sure we were still good. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do something. I say, I actually got a song that I was asking about to Marvin, who introduced us, and she was like, "You'll do it." And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll meet you at the studio. Where you at?" So we went to the studio, and we wound up doing Me and You. And in that particular time, like she real big on the Zydeco and relationships that she's in. They is in the same bracket. So like I was like, okay, it's cool, but I got some stuff that like I know that'll be good. And what was crazy about it, my 8-year-old, he was like, won't you get Megan Cook to get on it? I say, what you know about it? What you know about it? So that's what brought upon Only, which was originally called Real Nigga, but I was like, for the radio, a little cleaner, we're gonna change it to Only. Yeah, so like it'll be a lot cleaner for people to say like I'm only, getting like this here. So she had left from riding horses and stuff like that. I say, look, sis, you gonna like this song. It's gonna fit you. And I also got another song that she's about to put out that that I had put together, and it's her and another female named Aqua that's on the song called Get Back. And I'm gonna send that to you too. It's a real good song. Yes, and they knocked that thing down, and we knocked both of those songs out the same night. And it's just we got a good chemistry with music because we love music, and I'm the type of person, even if I don't make it with the music, I just like anybody that love music. I want to see them make it. Just period. So
absolutely, that's how you pay it forward, and that's how you show through the genuine person that you are.
And I could see people passion. I can see people, like I see your passion for it. Like you be cutting all corners with the music, with the videos, with the love that you show towards other artists and stuff. Like when I see the passion, like it be real. Like I'm like, man, how can I help make that move? How can I? Because I see it. So, and I see that in her. Like I see that in her. Like so when people call me, like a dude called me last night, he was like, "Hey man, that girl song on that song, Only that you got, man, I need her on song." And so it's actually a girl rapping on it too. I haven't sung that version yet because when I put my project out in June, I'm putting all the songs that I got, I'm putting out with me on it now. And then when I drop the project, I'm dropping the features on the songs.
That's what's up. That's what's up. When are we expecting to receive? When should we expect to see you drop this project? Because you're saying in June you're going to put the other one out with the features. When is this one going to come out? When are you dropping this next one?
The song Only, I'm going to drop that one in like the next 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So I've been holding on to it for about a month.
Right. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. And I was trying to get the other female that's Aqua Lee. I finally got her to knock her verse down on it and to get it out. So I was like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out the song that I did originally first. And then Me and You, I'm putting Me and You back out again with a whole nother vibe to it. It's like a Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's me and my girlfriend. So I'm changing it from the Mr. Nice Guy type of feel of me and you to the ride or die chick type of.
Yeah, exactly. You're Tupac, and then you're Jay-Z and Beyonce.
You see
Gotcha.
what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Gotcha. That's gonna
yeah.
be extra
So
dope.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's this project that I'm putting out I'm trying to put it out on Juneteenth. This
Okay.
project I'm putting out, I'm trying to put out 90% low life of the original Fifth Ward Boys,
Okay.
and I got a little bit of new life of some inspirational hip hop that I did, like on some Dying Too Young and A Second Chance. I got some other songs that I did that's featuring other people. That's real powerful songs that need to go, that need to be out there. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And speaking of that, that's what I wanted to ask you. That was really the last serious question that I had for you, because definitely we definitely are gonna have to come back, and we're gonna have to talk about all
Oh
of
yeah,
your
plenty of stuff. Yeah, we got.
definitely,
Yeah, I got plenty of stories
especially
too.
after these projects drop. Yeah,
Right,
I know.
right.
So listen, so talk to them. I know, because I know they want to know. That's the burning question. What was behind the change of your name? After everybody knew you as Low Life, people still actually
Right.
call you Low Life. When I'm speaking to them, they say, "Oh yeah, Low Life was on that." I say he goes by New Life now. And people, it's a burning question. So just briefly tell them why the change.
Okay, so what happened was when I was in prison. I had got 35 years in prison. So when I got down there, it wasn't an aggravated time. So it was a nonviolent crime. I got caught with 5 kilos of cocaine, and I received 35 years in TDC, and the officers and a lot of inmates that was down there that had lesser time than 35 years was like, bro, I'm on 12 years now and I got 20 years. Man, you gonna do about 12 years on that thing. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, nah. So I started to believe that for a minute. And now I'm saying, man, why would you believe that when you know other people, everybody's situation is different. So we had a concert in the chapel. And when they found out that I was doing a concert in the chapel, this was the most people that ever turned out in the chapel. Was 215 people turned out to the chapel to see me perform, right? But
Wow.
it wasn't Low Life. So I didn't want to say New Life like NEW, like, because I wasn't out yet. I was in there for like, I think maybe 5 years at that time. And I was like, so with the people saying that, like, man, you're gonna do this time, and God was telling me, like, you're not gonna do that much time. I want you to get out there and I want you to do your thing, but I want you to do it the right way, because this is what you always dreamed of. So like well, I don't know if you can see it, but this is my poster that I can you
Yes.
see it?
Yes,
It's
we see. Yes.
right. It's a New Life. So
Yes.
New Life actually stands for never underestimate the plans that God got for you. Don't
Yes.
listen to what man gonna tell you to do. So people was like, so your name New Life, so you changed your life. I'm like, yeah, I changed my life, but that's not the NEW. It's NUE. Never underestimate. So the guy that had kept telling me, like, you're gonna do a bunch of time, dog. I'm telling you, yeah, you're not gonna go home no time soon. And they gave me my red bag one night saying I made parole. And I never said nothing to nobody. And the guy that kept saying, man, you're going to do about 13, 12, 14 years on that time. He was like, man, where you going? You on the chain? I like, yeah, I'm pretty ready to go home. I got 6 more months to do. He said, for real? And that right there, never underestimate, stuck with me from the time I was in prison to right now. Like, and for me out here right now, the never underestimate is like, I wanted to be able to go in schools and talk to kids, and I didn't want to go in there with the name of Low Life.
Right. Yeah, you want to impact them in a positive way. Yeah.
I want to say, hey, so what you go by? Low Life to some kids, and I'm trying to inspire that they can move forward. Like, Low Life is the type of person that, like, is a person that's like, so that was the life I used to live. So I
Yeah.
want along with my kids as well. I wanted to show a more positive side of the poverty that we live in. It's like some kids don't think like because you live somewhere where they sell drugs, as soon as you walk outside your house, like you can't make it. Like I wanted to show you like you can make it without like you can walk past all that.
Yes.
So and by me saying so I stuck with that name. But I'm still low life. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
well, don't underestimate you on
No,
either.
never. I'm still low life,
Hey.
and because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been in prison without having no fights, and people just and like, hey man, I want to see how you get to that point of
Yeah.
of peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said because I did everything you could do.
Yes.
I did every drug they almost made up except this new stuff they got going on. I done tried all that. I done got shot at. I done been robbed. I done did everything you could do. And right now, like I'm living the life that I always used to hustle for. And I'm able to tell people what never underestimate the plans that God has for you. And that's where I'm at right now.
That's quite an inspirational story from then to now. Last question that I have for you is
Okay.
dream collaborations. Do you have any collaborations that you wish that you would have been able to do for someone that's not alive now, or do you have collaborations that you did do that they were a dream for you, or anybody that's of now, or even a legend that's still existing now? Talk to me about collabs. Who would you like to do it with, or who would you have liked to do it with, or who did you enjoy doing one with?
I enjoyed it. Every collaboration I did, I enjoyed doing it with it, whether they was popular or not. I enjoyed doing it with it because I chose to do it because I felt like this is what you really wanted to do.
Yes.
So okay, then like from the Power Wows and the Chameleonaires was like they like I haven't done no song with neither one of them, but they used to sit outside the clubs and they walk inside the clubs with us, and I still remember that. Like
Yes.
so like that like seeing them doing what they're doing right now. I'm proud of them dudes. I'm proud of them. So, but it's one dude that I sat in the car with, and like he looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I say, man, this dude is deep. He looking at me like I'm sitting in the car with a dude that's deep, like that they've been through everything. And that's my boy J Dog, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You can see that he works through that pain every time.
That's hey, look, that dude
real.
that dude said to call me, and I let him hear the song I did with Homestead Slim. He was like, "This the song you want me to get on?" I say, "Yeah, I mean, you want to get on?" He like, I need to get on that one.
Yeah.
We did a song together, me and Homestead Slim, and and he was like, "But I want to do one with you too." Yeah. And so for him, like that's my dog, man.
That's right, J Dog. I need you. I need to interview him because he is a walking testament. I ain't even gonna lie, dog. That's that. But hey, major shouts out, saluting out to Homestead Slim because he is the reason that Fancy exists on Street 100 The Heat, y'all.
Yeah, you told me that, and that's my boy.
He's real, y'all, all the way through and through. That is my bro for real, right there.
I'm glad he did that because, like, if it wasn't for him doing that for you, like, we wouldn't be having this interview today. Like, the connection. So my producer, one of my producers, Ion, he like, bro, I need, because he did the track for Few Good Men.
He did. Okay.
With Spice One, he like, he say, I want to do that track.
Bad news.
He want to do the track for me and Spice.
That's what's up.
He say, bro. So I chose a song. So when, the next time I get to talk to Spice, I chose a song that he did with Pop.
What you pick? Just Got Me Strapped?
Lord have mercy. There you go, right there.
That's my number one collab between them two.
Look.
Jealous Got Me Strapped. I got my
That
hands
song,
because they got
that
me.
track is in the making right now.
Yes, that's what's
On,
up.
on some new level type.
Hey,
That song is in the making right now. So when we come out all the way out of this Corona thing,
yes.
we finna kill the streets with that one.
Hey, you ain't lying. Hey, you know what? It's a phone call away, dog.
You see what I'm saying? We talked about this today for
Yes,
like 45 minutes. Me
yes.
and I say, bro, that song we finna kill him with that one.
You
We
ain't never lied. And oh
finna
God,
kill him.
oh
Yeah,
my
we finna.
God, you know,
Yeah.
humble as he is, you know he's gonna hop on that. You know this already.
Oh Lord, that thing gonna be so dangerous to the ears and the mind. We
Ooh,
gonna
y'all
kill
heard
him.
it here first. Y'all heard
Yeah.
it here first. Woo, he dropped something on me. And how did I know? Because we didn't even talk about that. Jealous got me strapped.
See what I'm saying?
I'm
And
ready,
when
dog.
you said that, like, look, he said,
Hey,
I say, bro, oh, that's my hey, and then they close. Him and Pac was, and that's my favorite. The same thing you
like
said. And then when you
brothers,
said,
like
I
brothers.
said, bro, we got to do that thing on some. Hey, so it's finna be a bad boy. Yeah,
You make that
yeah.
phone call when you ready. I'll go and put that three-way on him.
Put that thing on. Put that thing on, and we finna kill him.
Put
Yeah,
that three-way. I'll put that three-way, or just give me about a week and a half because we got some business up there in LA. I'm gonna handle that.
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
I got
yeah,
you.
right on,
I got you.
right
Got you.
on.
Cause
Yeah.
that right there, oh my God, I can only imagine. Y'all, if y'all, like he said, he threw it out there, go check out his work with Homestead Slim and J Dog. But go definitely check out A Few Good Men, Bad News with A Few Good Men, which is Ice Water Slaughter, Jay Barlow, Big
Mm-hmm.
Willie, Spice One. Y'all.
Right.
And yeah, put it on Ion, y'all. Go follow Ion. Go, hey, he ain't doing nothing but putting out fire, y'all.
Yeah, right on. And
So
official Slim
look,
that did still standing. Uh,
turn, turn,
official Slim, yeah,
and
Turd. Yeah,
uh-huh. Yep,
yeah.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you, you know what? Hey, it's an amazing thing that's happening here, our culture, you know what I'm saying? But for you guys to be continuing to lay them out there, you know, certified OGs, certified legends in the game, I couldn't be happier than have this opportunity to bring you to the people, and definitely want to come back. And we ain't even gonna call it a part two. It's just gonna be something new, okay?
Oh yeah, most definitely,
Hey.
most definitely.
I'm excited about all the ways that we get to work with each other. I'm totally excited about that. All the connections and all the circles that we run in with one another. I'm happy about
Yes.
that. I'll continue to foster that and promote that as much as possible. But I want to thank you. I really want to thank you off the rip, but from the bottom of my heart and soul, for somebody who loves, you know, true Southern hip hop, who loves rap music from Houston. You know what I'm saying? In my soul. You know, I am, you know, Texas. I am Florida made and Texas raised, especially H-Town. And I can never thank you enough for this interview.
Right. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time out to because you know last week I had a little fumble up and
That's all
and
right.
it came back real strong. And I want to give a shout out to my brothers.
Please.
They still working and still doing. You know, my boy E-Rock. I want to
Yes.
give a shout out to my boy E-Rock. He working. He producing tracks, and he got a project coming out. We got the original Fifth Ward Boys project that we're working on, and my boy 007. I want to give a shout out to him. We all still standing.
Mad
Yeah.
shouts out. Yeah, and I can't wait to get that. Hey, whenever y'all get that project together, I can't wait to have the three of you
Oh
together.
yeah, most definitely,
I
most
definitely
definitely.
want to do that because then I can get the perspective from then versus now to now, and we can really get the streets with some real knowledge. Okay.
Oh, right on. Yes.
So, anything else?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to give a shout out to or anything before we go?
I want to say this because and with the music, it's been a lot of stuff being talked about the young people and the old people. Like
Please.
I want to say this here. We both need each other.
You show right. Respect.
We both need each other because the youngsters. I want to say this here. If it wasn't for us going in the clubs and coming outside and people getting shot at and we kept the music going and still going, it wouldn't be an opportunity for y'all to be doing it. And I want to say this here. I'm glad that y'all created a wave the youngsters. I'm glad y'all created the waves and kept this thing going for if we ever decide to be able to do anything that we still doing music, still doing it right now. I want to appreciate y'all for keeping it going and creating a new wave for the up and coming artists and keeping us alive too. Keeping us alive too. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's room for everybody here. It's room for everybody. So for people to be disrespectful, I know it's a lot of artists that sound off about this on the regular with these people being disrespectful, talking about y'all need to go sit down, you're old, you need this and that. No, you know what I mean? You need to respect that because this is the thing. We have not seen this level of disrespect. You didn't see this level of disrespect between your generation of rap versus, Run DMC and versus
right. That was a big gap.
You didn't see those like with LL and all the pioneers. You didn't see that. Kool Moe Dee. You didn't see all of that disrespect, Eric B. and Rakim. That didn't happen. You're starting to see that now, and that just goes to show you, and it's not all of the younger artists because there's a lot of the younger artists that do give up the love. And they do say, if it wasn't for y'all to pave the way, we would not be here today.
Right. They do. Like, I gotta give a shout out to my boy. I gotta give a shout out to my boy, Chucky Trill, man.
Yes, Chucky Trill keeps it trill.
Cause his dad was an OG to the game, to the music game.
Garden Cartel.
Right, D, that's my boy, man.
That's
we traveled and performed together, and he could tell us stories that his dad told him about us being on the road, and so he humble enough to say hey man, I'm with y'all, and I'm I gotta give him respect for that because he was there. He was there. He was there with with somebody that realized it wasn't just that y'all came up with something new and that other stuff didn't work. No, it all played a part in getting to where y'all at right now. And the respect part of it, what you were saying was, I'm very thankful that we paved the way to keep the rap game going.
Yes.
Yeah, because they was trying to do away with it at one point. They were saying that people talking about bitches and hoes and all that, and they wanted the band music and stuff like that.
That's why you think your parental advisory labels came from and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what? But you know what? It had to happen. It happened back then. It's so cliche to say, but if you look back throughout history in music, all the way back, it happened because it was like somebody's always pushing the edge, pushing the envelope, and they're always at the very edge. But that's how your artistry grows. You cannot take away the freedom of speech, and you cannot take away people's ability to speak on what they hear and what they see, and what they live and what they experience, and through their artistry, which is their music, whether that be R&B, rap, rock, classical, whatever it might be. You can't take people's ability away to express what they experience in their life. And that's the thing that's what you embody the most, is the real. And so that's the reason why you will continue to have the staying power that you have, and you will continue to be successful going forward. And I'm ready. I want to see what it's going to do. It's going to be a hot summer. Corona or no corona, this music is about to be on fire. When you continue to have good producers, you continue to have good, people that's on these tracks and beats, it's going to continue to be fire. You know what I mean? And the real always recognizes the real. And it ain't dead. Legends are alive right now, and y'all gonna be running scared in a little bit if y'all still popping off.
And legends are in the making. So when we go on or decide to throw the towel in, it's got some people that's gonna be that's young right now. They're gonna be legends in a little bit. And I gotta give a shout out to Rap a Lot, to No Limit, to Swab House, to all the record labels that stuck in there and they stayed stiff, strong enough to keep this thing to where we at right now. Because all the people they all still living.
Yes.
They gave each other the game, and they gave each other the formula to keep it going. And I want to give a shout out to, because if it wasn't for all the producers, we'll just be rapping a cappella.
For real. You ain't never lied. The ability that's a whole other art. And we appreciate y'all. I could even do some of the voice work that I do without you. Thank you.
See what I'm saying? It's like we'll be straight acapella if it weren't for the producers. So I want to give a shout out to all the producers we've worked with in the past: Mr. Lee, Mike Dean, Mr. Slim. He do tracks now. Ayon, the producer, Vargo, man, Lou, the producer. So many. Might be. It might be. Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why.
I got y'all. I got you back.
Yeah. So anytime somebody give a shout out, they wind up forgetting somebody.
Of course, and people know that it's nothing personal.
But eventually, I'll be able to say I did something with this person, I did something with that person, and I want to give a shout out to every producer that's out there that's producing. Hey, keep doing your thing, and guess what? Send us some tracks.
Yeah, go and send the tracks.
That's how we do songs.
And I'll get them to the artists too. I got love for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know all you gotta do is send them to my email. Hey, hit me up. I've been an ear to the streets into this industry for years, well beyond before I was ever even a face of any type of social media. I've been in the background a long time. So hey, y'all, you know what? Send it to us. Hey, we got you. We appreciate you for real. And I definitely appreciate you. I know. Yes, I know. And it's going to be fire. And so, again, it's all love. And we appreciate you so much, y'all. And I thank all of y'all for tuning in, commenting, watching. Hey, that's what's up.
Hey, love y'all. Appreciate it.
Yes. Until next time, y'all.
Keep it fancy. Keep it fancy. 100 heat. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
That's what we do there. This one is my Every Fancy Thing artist interviews and more. Totally separate. And y'all keep on bringing me the fire artists to interview. And I'm going to keep on finding them on my own too. Because you cannot hide your real talent. I got you. It's all love.
Right.
All right, y'all. Y'all keep it 100 till next time.
Peace out.
We out. Bye, y'all.